Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those who are new here, I am Psychic Bella Love, and you can always book your own personal private reading on my website, psychicbellalove.com. And for the month of April, you can use code Easter at checkout for an extra $15 off any appointment, excluding new client specials and emergency appointments. So we're going to be taking a look at Lil Uzi and JT's relationship, and if you are not subscribed already, make sure you do so, because I am sitting here on April 3rd, 2023, pre-recording videos to go up this entire week, and then on Saturday, April 8th, we will be going live. I will post on the community tab and on my Instagram stories the time for that, probably midweek. And if you did want to book a reading, I suggest doing so ASAP, because by the middle of the month, I'm always booked up for the rest of the month. So that way you can get in. Alrighty, so let's see. First thing, and if you're in the Patreon, then you already know. And if you are not in my Patreon and you want to know about conspiracy theories, Illuminati, have exclusive content that I never post up here, and that is the only place that I do requested videos. And we go live each week, so that will be linked in the description box as well with the rest of my info. But I know everybody was in a tizzy when Lil Uzi said on stage or in his song that he made a city girl believe in Satan. That's because he was originally assigned to her as one of her handlers, and it is no coincidence that when she was in jail, or maybe in the halfway house, that was when they started talking, and that was when, you know, their first date was when she was in the halfway house. If you know, you know. So, you know, but that also means that you have to have already sold out, per se. So, which, by the way, if anybody is signed to a record label, they sold out. Can't get anywhere in this industry without doing so. All of your faves are in. So, let's see what... beyond the he's her handler, what the cards have to say about their relationship. They have a really good intimate life, is what comes up over here first. You know, initially Spirit saying, you know, JT was sort of like, okay, well, he's got something going for him. Like, if they're going to pair me up with anybody, it's not, you know, the worst person that they could stick me with. And also Spirit saying that her seeing Miami have to go through whatever she went through with Diddy really made her kind of appreciate more that she is with Uzi, because he does take care of her. He's not mean to her. He doesn't beat her or, you know, publicly cheat on her. He's not disrespectful at home to her or anything that makes it an intolerable situation to be in, the way that some of these other industry forced relationships have turned out to be for some of the people involved in them. So she does feel like, you know, all things considered, this is much better than what I could have been involved in. But I also get that they've really grown to have a pretty good connection with one another. He does make her happy, and when she does say things like, he's my best friend, she really means it. JT's one of those people, which I'm not surprised because she's a Sagittarius. You know, they do tend to look for relationships where there can be more than just you're hot and you give me some good D, but that they really truly want to be bonded and have a foundation of friendship with their partner. And because they're not typically super all up in the mix. Like, I always think Sagittariuses and Libras were kind of the extroverted introverts. Like, we can go out and be on and be friendly and hang out with people, but then once we're done, it's like, now I need to go hide in the house for 6 months and recharge my batteries. And so they prefer to have a really tight-knit circle. And so for her, you know, it's like she does rely on him for a lot of that. They've actually had some moments, though, where they have broken up behind the scenes, especially in the beginning when there was a lot of growing pains and she did feel like, you don't know how to be in a relationship. And I don't know if you guys remember, because when Iggy Azalea went off on Playboy Cardi for not being like a good dad and not being a good partner to her when they split up, she said like, oh, you were hanging out with Lil Uzi playing Xbox instead of being at the birth of our child. Spirit's saying that, you know, Uzi was kind of caught up in the same kind of nonsense that Cardi was in as well. Like, oh, it's me and it's whatever I want first and foremost, and I come home and then when I'm home I'm with you. But like, you know, and JT kind of had to put him in his place. Like, listen, I'm not going to be here with you and putting up with all of that and letting you run around and talk to me however and just, you know, come in and out however you please. And so, which we saw a little bit of that, you know, on Twitter, where she said he was like the most evil person she ever dealt with. He has shaped up quite a bit, and that has made a real change to their relationship. They do a lot of rituals together, though. There's a lot of spiritual work that the two of them participate in with one another. But JT is also, you know, she's not being untruthful when she says that she is on a healing journey of sorts and that she is seeking help outside of herself in the form of therapy. And, you know, ultimately, the sad thing is I do see that she's going to catch him cheating on her. And there is going to end up being an end to this relationship that she didn't see coming, because she's counted on him so much. Is, you have changed. Things have gotten better between us. We've been rocking with each other, no pun intended. I forgot that's one of his songs I just want to rock. I don't even listen to Lil Uzi. Like, I'm just going to be honest. I really don't listen to a lot of the new music. I'm like on the daily basis listening to Kelly Price and Whitney Houston and a lot of the older stuff. But I do know that he has that song because it was all over the blogs. But it's, you know, like, we've been doing so well and I didn't expect this. And don't be surprised if it doesn't come up that there's also a woman who ends up pregnant that leads to this breakup, or at least somebody claiming that they're pregnant. I feel sorry for her, actually. I like JT. I mean, I know, like, you know, it's kind of like pick your favorite demon at this point with people in the industry. But JT is very talented. And, you know, I kind of always wish that she had more confidence in herself and a little less shyness and anxiety so that she could actually blow up the way that she deserves musically. And so, you know, she's grown a lot and changed for the better. I was not always a fan of her in the beginning when she did have the bad, nasty attitude, but she's gotten, you know, her and Uzi both grew a lot. And so, isn't he putting out some like joint album with Playboy Cardi? Because I keep feeling like there's some girl that comes along connected to one of his friends that he starts sneaking around with, and that's sort of how this happens. And like Spirit saying, it's going to be very much like the Tristan Thompson cheating scandals, where it's always somebody that's like really a groupie type of a girl, you know, and it's not even like, oh, that girl's not even on your level. Like, why would you like just pick some random ass groupie to impregnate like that? Plus, I mean, at this point, it's like, it's not a secret that these girls like go and seek out like rich dudes to hook up with, to either sell a story, get pregnant on purpose. There's always like, or even just chase the clout. So you'd think that these guys would be a little smarter, but they're not. Oh boy. That's gonna hurt JT so bad, you guys. So bad. Spirit's not giving a time frame on when this is happening. They're just saying it's coming up. Uzi, if you see this, don't you dare hurt our girl. You better see this and be like, I'm not going to screw around because now I know what will happen if I do. Because I do get him trying to apologize to her. But Spirit's saying, like, the way he apologizes to her is like, well, you know how guys in the industry are. We all make mistakes and everything. But it's going to be, you know, from JT's point of view. Yeah, but this girl's saying she's pregnant by you. Like, that's not just like, oh, I, you know, got drunk and made out with somebody. Like, this is something that's like, how am I supposed to look the other way? And you're going to bring this kid around. And, you know, it's kind of like how Wendy Williams felt like with Calvin Hunter. Like, I'm not changing some other woman's kid's Pampers because you couldn't keep it in your pants. So, because JT really was planning on building a family with Uzi when the time was right for her. She's really going to see this as a tower card moment for herself. And, you know, it's really, the cheating cards are just all over the board here with him stepping out. And it's going to make her really, like, start wondering, too, like, how many other times have you done this that I didn't know about? You know, you've really pulled the wool over my eyes. Like, I thought you were one way and you're definitely not. But this is really going to push her to step her game up and strike out on her own. She will become stronger from this. She'll learn to be less reliant on other people and to not get too comfortable where it is, you know, because Spirit's saying, there's a part of her that because it's like, I don't need to be the richest person in the world. She grew up with a lot of instability, so having this relationship and being able to kind of stay at home in it and be comfortable in it, while on one hand, it made her feel safe and it did make her feel like maybe I am overcoming some childhood wounds from that. On the flip side, it's kept her from pursuing so much more that she could have on her own. Because Spirit's saying, you know, it's not like she was being held back and, you know, that QC was saying, oh, you can't do anything unless you do it with Croatia. She was fine to have gone out and gone on her own, and she didn't because it was like, well, my man has money and I have enough money and I like hanging out at home and baking cookies and, you know, kind of just chilling in the house and being, you know, warm and cozy in here with him. And because of that, she wasn't doing everything that she could have to bolster her own career. Somebody that's on her, you know, label might be one of the QC guys, might even be Scooter Braun, because didn't he buy QC, is going to push JT to use this opportunity to really step out on her own. They're really showing up as somebody who steps in almost like a father figure to her. This feels more like it's like Coach K or P, not really Scooter. But they're stepping up to be more of this father figure type person to her. Like, channel that pain into some songs, you know, go in the studio and that'll help you distract yourself from all of this. Like, get out there and show them you're a bad bitch, you know? And that is going to turn things around for her where she really will have the world in her hands. And also, there is somebody who's in a much higher position within the industry that JT will end up with. This feels like it's a record label type person or somebody that's in like the executive side of things, not like another rapper that she's actually going to end up dating. So Spirit keeps saying, like, even though he really will hurt her and break her heart with all of this. She's going to see that she completely levels up from this situation, and her money gets better. She has a better access to better people that she dates. The music will do better, and she will get herself back out there and come out as this real strong girl who's not going to take a whole lot from people. And that's the thing that Spirit's saying is, you know, in the past when she would bark at people and stuff, it's really because she felt like she had to go so hard to defend her position in the industry or to defend herself. And there was, you know, some insecurity behind it. And she actually is a very soft, vulnerable person deep down inside. She's just afraid to show too much of that, of herself in that light. But she's going to find her balance in doing that even more going forwards. So anyways, guys, I am going to go. What do you think of this? Don't you think that JT is better off with Uzi? I'm so mad at him. I could kick him in his little face. Hurt my girl like that. So, like, I don't even care about Lil Uzi Vert, but I'm mad at him now. But do you guys like JT? Let me know in the comments. Do you listen to Lil Uzi Vert's music? You know, let me know what you think, and I hope everybody has a good one. Like I said, subscribe so you don't miss the lives or any of the other videos that I have to put out, and all the information to book your own reading, or follow me on Instagram, fan base, my Amazon storefront. Any of that stuff will all be linked in the description box below as well. Bye, guys.